Hi, everyone. Okay, I love it. My staff make jokes that I always say when I come online. I go, am I on? Am I on? So I'm clear I'm on, but I am going to give people a chance to come on. I might even be a little early. I don't know the time. Let's see. So I'm going to give it a few seconds, not a few seconds, maybe like a minute to allow some people to come on so I can share and serve and deliver and contribute, and you can walk away with value. That's key. So let's give it a few moments. I'll be on in a minute. Let's see. So I'm going to give it like another minute. I think it just turned 9:30. I'm going to give people a chance to come on. What's up, Will? I love it because I'm going to start where I'm going to share, right? Because my intention here is to serve and make a difference, and transformation happens in the sharing. So I'm going to share, and then we can engage in Q&A. That's why I love Zoom. Well, to be honest, I love teaching everyone. If you know me at all, you know I love to teach, and the speaking comes from the listening, so I love to be in person with people so I could see your eyes and your face, but whatever, this is the next best thing. And we're not on Zoom, so we will open a conversation, and I will work on, when I'm done sharing the first part, look at who's here and who can share and create a conscious conversation to raise the vibration and the frequency really for everyone, right? Because energy is contagious, and what you always hear, I don't know if you always hear, I hear, right? If you want to cheer yourself up, cheer someone else up. So if you are cheered up, you'll definitely cheer someone else up because your energy will be cheering them up. Your good energy alone, just sitting next to them will be great. So I'm here to deliver the energy and have you create action in your life. And let me give you a chance to have a few more come on. I'll start in like a minute. Oh, cool. Bring people on camera. I like these options where I can do that. Okay, so I'm going to start anyway because the cool thing about this is I really just came on to contribute and share, and I know some people mentioned that they didn't have time to get on, but the good news about Facebook Live, which is why I wanted to share here, is that it stays forever, so you can watch it whenever. And I just came off of like 8 solid days of meditation, and I wanted to share. So you guys, I know it's a common thing with a lot of people wanting to meditate and don't do it, right? It's kind of like the gym, right? People always want to go to the gym and they don't go. So I want to have you, by the end of this conversation, my goal and my intention is for you to crave meditation in such a way that you sit and you do it. And I share with you the evidence and the goods you get out of it. So I'll share a little background before I go into that. I'm a teacher my whole life. When you're a teacher, you live to transform. And when you want to transform lives, you have to constantly transform yourself. So anytime in my history and my past that I was confronted with whatever I was confronted with, and I went to a channeler or a psychic or an astrologer or a therapist or whoever I went to, the advice was always sit with yourself. Sit, right? Sit still, meditate, be alone, be in silence, everything around that realm. And you hear it, whether you do it or not. If you do it and you're watching it, ideally you have the juice in it. And if you don't, ideally I inspire you to go in deeper to the unknown and get the juice out of it. So my story was that I do meditate in my own way, right? I box, and oh shoot, I should have put the do not disturb. Ugh, sorry if that interrupts. So my story was I had reasons because my story was I couldn't. Aw, thanks, Dylan. My story was I couldn't meditate, right? We could do anything we want. We're very clear that we can do that, right? So, but I had it that like I just can't meditate, right? I do it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I just get up, and then whatever my story was, and then my reasons were I do meditate. I box, right? So to me, boxing's meditation, music's meditation. I had all these reasons to support that I was doing it, right? I travel alone. I went to Bali. I even did a meditation retreat, and I did an ashram. I went to an ashram, so I was silent, but I always found diversions to distract me in certain ways. Yet I've been on the search of this knowing that was constantly in my face, yet we all know when the student's ready, the teacher appears, right? And I live to teach, so my goal always is to take my teaching and deliver it in such a way where you don't have to go through everything I went to go through to get the understanding, because I do value the credibility of my teaching skills, and I'm clear that people need to hear things a million different ways in a million different modes. Maybe you're visual, maybe you're auditory. You know, my master's was putting higher order thinking in the early childhood years, so I could tell you something kind of like a gym workout. I could give you the same workout every single day, but it's the moments between the notes that create the music, right? So if we change the moments, we change the beats, we change the rhythm, we change everything, right? So if any of you know what landmark education is, I used to lead the introductions for that, and the advanced course, to sum it up, is about you're not listening, you're never listening, and you're not listening right now. Because we live in polarity, and we're always judging and assessing, and we're always in our head and in this meaning-making machine that never stops going. And it's always going, yeah, I agree. Like right now, you're listening to me. Oh, I agree. Oh, her hair looks blonde. Oh, she looks bright. Whatever you're thinking in your head is creating gaps and spaces for missing of understanding. So we have to listen and hear newly. And you can only receive information that's aligned with the emotional state that you're feeling anyhow. So sometimes you're not ready to receive the information. Hence why I say, it's funny, I always say, like, I broke up with my boyfriend like 6 months ago. And a lot of times I'd say, I feel like I'm talking to a giraffe. You know, it's like you're talking different languages when you're on different frequencies. And you don't want to talk to a giraffe because it's not the same language. So I wanted to share with you access to meditation. I wanted to share with you, if all of you, so I sat and didn't realize. So I have a tattoo on me that says the moments between the notes. Sorry if I get like stuck because I don't see you in the interaction, and I'm not teaching in a classroom, and I wish I got to see your faces, but I don't really know who I'm serving. But it doesn't matter because I live to serve the world. So moments between the notes create the music, right? So I live by it. I live by work harder on yourself than you do on your job, and life becomes easier. I am a workshop degree whore. I've been doing it for 30 years. Personal development, hard, strong. If you know me, you know that. And I live to deliver it and share it. Transformation happens in the sharing. If you learn something and you don't share it, it's not alive. It's dead. It's in your head. It's not alive. Anything that's alive lives in language, right? And then you have agreement. Oh, I was going to talk on my headphones. Oh, shit. Are you guys hearing me? Because I had turned my headphones on. Tell me if you're hearing me. Maybe I should talk with my headphones. Is this better? I know I have a big mouth anyway, so it's not like I needed headphones for this. But let me know if this is better or not better. Or for better or worse. Okay. So hence, I was always saying, I know I'm going to skip around, but I was always saying I was boxing, I was meditating, but I wasn't. I wasn't sitting with myself. Yay, thanks, Willie. Can you hear me better with these headphones? Because I was talking the whole time and not sure. Okay, so I don't know the audience I'm talking to, I can almost assure if you meditate, you're not accessing the divine. You're not accessing the unified field of the unknown. So everything we do, oh good, hearing you the same, I know I have a big mouth. So cool, I'm gonna take my headphones off because it's annoying to me. Yay, me and my big mouth. I know I'm used to teaching large rooms of people, so when it's small, I'm like, lower your volume if you need to. Okay, so where was I? With the meditation, because I want to share with you. And access. Well, first of all, I want to say, always notice in your life what's working and what's not working. So here I am, I'm all about mind, body, spirit, fit, get strong, get fit, faster, stronger, longer, better, always, right? And serving, I live to serve. So, and I have to constantly transform myself. So a lot of you guys know, if you follow me, that I had this motorcycle accident and I was looking to heal naturally without surgeons on my team, and I have a really nasty MRI. Like, every word is severe and 11 herniated discs, and it's amazing I'm walking, but I work on learning my body and healing naturally. And you can always heal yourself. There's so many ways, right? So you like send out your spider webs of building your team, and I made sure that my team has no surgeons on it, because obviously they'd tell me to go have surgery. So I've been on this, journey my whole life of serving and transforming, but the motorcycle accident was 8 years ago, another episode 2 years ago, so I've been seeking how to heal 11 herniated discs on your own without surgery and meds. I'm not into meds, so I'm gonna get into that too, because I don't wanna get this to be a political conversation. My goal is to raise the frequency, have you take action, have you go into your life in a positive way and seek the joy and gratitude, right? Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership, and how to live in gratitude and get away from the programming, right? TV, by the way, I'm gonna skip around and I'm gonna deliver a lot of information, and when I'm ready to look at questions, then you can jump in. But we learn so you're either in sympathetic or parasympathetic, right? And I don't know if, I don't want to say we all know, but the sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight, right? So, and the parasympathetic is the rest and digest. And we need both, right? If there's a lion chasing you, you need to like get your fight or flight on. But 70% of the population is living by the hormones of stress, right? Which is the norepinephrine, the epinephrine, the fight or flight, and they're in it no matter what. They're sitting at their desk and they're in fight or flight. I was one of them. I don't want to say I was, I am, I don't, you want to recognize and slow down. So, but we live by the hormones of stress, and you don't want to do that, right? Because you're not suggestible in those moments of high beta waves. When you're in high beta, there's no suggestibility. You don't even listen. You can't even hear people, right? So when you lay down to watch TV and you sit on your couch, you actually drop into theta, you drop into alpha, and then maybe if you start passing out, you're in theta, and then you're for sure more suggestible to the TV programming, right? So you don't want to watch TV. Get off your TV and don't watch something if it doesn't make you feel good. So I never watched the news my entire life. It's hilarious. And everyone made fun of me. Oh, you got to watch the news. You don't know what's going on in the world. And now we know media, who knows what's true, right? And all that's true is what you make it. Do you know 2 people don't even have the same reality? 2 people you can't even find share the same exact reality. So what's true, right? Is your reality. So you want to create your reality, okay? So creating your own reality, you don't want to do it in a fight or flight energetic field. You want to have elevated emotions. You want to be in joy and gratitude and you want to be elated. You want to have the best feelings ever. Really, gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership, as I said. So you want to be in gratitude, but you don't want to just say, I'm grateful, right? And fake it till you make it. You really have to have an elevated emotion with a clear intention. So here's the deal. Everything you know in your life, everything you know is from the past, right? Because if you know it, it's from the past. You didn't learn it from the future. It's something from the past. So the only way you can learn something new is to go to the unknown, right? That's the only place new information exists. Now, there's a lot of personal development out there. So I'm compounding lots of stuff, but like Landmark teaches you, which is great. If I told you were going to jail next week, you'd be miserable every day till then. And if I told you were winning the lottery next week, you would be partying it up and probably not even showing up to work the rest of the week, right? But that out there in a week from now has nothing to do with now, right? So it's the future that gives you who you're being in the present. And it's the past that you file in the future. Like imagine when you're a kid, I'll share with you my example. Like my mom was really strict. And if I got a 99 on a paper, it was never enough, never good enough. She'd say, why didn't you get 100, right? So really all she said, there's what happened. All she said was, why didn't you get 100? She's right. Why didn't I get 100? Let me look at it. What's the missing point? Instead, right, with our meaning-making machines and our low energy, we just go right to the negative. I had it that I can't do anything right. No matter what, it's not good enough. So let me backtrack a little. From 0 to 2, babies are in delta. They stay in delta. That's why they are not awake for more than 7 minutes. When they get to up until 6, they're in theta. So they're very suggestible. Hence why I love the stacking of learning. And it's funny that this is what I study. I put my thesis of higher order thinking in the early childhood years. You got to be really careful how you talk to children and what you say and what they stick to and learn and have as a belief, right, of what they hear. They're very suggestible. So you are very suggestible when you're in those alpha and theta, mainly theta states, right? So that's why you want to meditate, which I'm going to get to that. Because when you meditate, you get into alpha theta states and you're suggestible. And who are you suggestible by? Your own creation, not the known, what you want to create, right? So I know you might get in your head and be like, and I'll share with you, because a lot of times I get, oh, I don't know what I want to create. I'm not clear. I'm confused. I don't really know how I want it to look. I have all of those stories that have me not create consciously, right? Because first of all, I have another test, a few, but it says, if you ask, you shall receive. So The Secret, if any of you watch The Secret, it said, if you ask, you shall receive. And you ask, and there's stuff in the space, because creation comes from nothing, not something. So if you're asking for something and there's stuff in the space, it's cherries on top of shit pie, and then it's another version of what was, right? You have to create from nothing, not something. And the only way to clear your space and to create from nothing is to clear it up in language. So, which comes from honoring yourself. Even I had this kid, oh, bless his heart, I love these kids in my gym, and he came in and he was sad today, and I went up to him and asked him why he was sad. And in the end, it was the story of he wasn't honoring himself. So we had him crying, and he was sad, and his stepmother was mean, and he didn't like her, but he didn't know how to honor himself and speak up to his stepmother and be kind, right? How would love answer? Because there's always a way to speak up, say what you want, honor yourself, and honor the other person, right? It's like namaste. It's like how to create a win-win. How do I honor myself, speak up, and honor you at the same time, even if it sounds like it's not going to be desirable, right? You craft your words. You create your world with your words and craft them so it's a win-win, right? Because if you resist, that's why I'm writing a book called Life According to the Rules of Boxing, and boxers don't resist. They find openings. They don't like fight with fight. That's why they're moving in a circle. They're constantly looking for an opening. Like Bruce Lee has his Jeet Kune Do philosophy is using no way as way and using no limitation as limitation, which is great because there is no limitation, right? And when there is no way, there's a way, right? You always hear when there's a will, there's a way. There's always a way, and you find a way. So right now we're living in this a little, how do we call this world right now? Divided. So there's a book called Power of Kabbalah. I really loved it. It teaches light versus dark. And I drank the Kool-Aid of good prevails when I was like 15 years old and decided to become a teacher. So I know good wins based on many philosophies and facts down to brain coherence and heart coherence and coherent brain patterns, collapse incoherent brain patterns when they stay coherent. So when you really stay conscious people change the world. And listen, I just came out of a workshop with 1,000 conscious, amazing people changing the world. So when we watch the news, not me, I ain't saying we actually for that one because I don't watch the news. But when anyone watches the news, you don't leave happy. You don't leave in a good state. You're suggestible. You're left in fear. People who get sick are, well, they're not healthy. Mind, body, spirit, fit. Hence, I will be creating a new brand that's called Mind, Body, Spirit, Fit. How strong are you physically, emotionally, mentally? If you're suggestible to fear and garbage in, then there's garbage out. So, and then they have you think it's so funny. It's like you watch these drug commercials that are like, tell you every little hemorrhaging, stroke, blood clot, heart attack, but ask your doctor if it's right for you. It's crazy. Don't ask anyone if that's right for you. It can't be right for you if it causes all of that. So we're in a time where, you know, everyone, knowledge is who cares? It's free. You can get it anywhere. Now you got to seek it and you got to know how to use it to make a difference in your life, to get to where you want to be and not be so suggestible to negative information, false information. Life is like a channel, a TV, and you're tuned into a channel. You can easily change the channel, and access is meditation. So it's funny. I never was able to sit for so long. And when I really so I went through this workshop. When the student's ready, the teacher appeared. So I was definitely ready. So I've been seeking for a while. And I went from like not doing 10 minutes to now I can't stop. I am chasing the unknown. I've clocked in about 70 hours of meditation in the last 9 days. And since I've been back in 24 hours, I've probably done like 12 hours, and I love it, and I'm seeking it, and I'm craving it. So I'm here to share it with you because I want you to seek it, and I want you to crave it, and I want you to know that you create your own reality. And when you see proof that shows up fast, you'll start to become a believer that you're a magician in your own life. And really, this world, the more conscious people, listen, light travels in logarithms. It's fast, it goes faster. That's why things are happening faster, and that's why we're seeing all this shit. And if you're noticing that there's a lot of shit going on in the world, probably because you're conscious and heading that way and you're light, and shit shows up in light, right? So cool, the more conscious we get, maybe the more shit we'll see, because in this world there's polarity. So we have energy systems, right? There's the Seven, you can call them the chakras. There's energy systems. Acupuncturists say there's a billion energy systems all over, right? But the 7 main, and then the 8th is the top. So I wanted to just teach you some ways to crave meditation and how to sit with yourself. Number 1 step is do not move, okay? So have a goal of, maybe don't pick an hour, but maybe go in for an hour. Find a meditation on YouTube. There's Esther Hicks, she's amazing. There's Wayne Dyer, he's amazing. Dauxy Meditation, Dauchey, he's amazing meditations. Joe Dispenza, who I love and just got really into his meditations, but if you didn't see him live, you might not like him. His meditations are overwhelming and hard. But find something that works for you, right? And maybe it won't work for you just yet, but I'm gonna let you know right now what will work for you is pick one that's about not under 20 minutes. Don't go small. Don't do your 5 minutes, because that's gonna be hard. It's kind of like I tell people, don't go out with a loser when he breaks your heart. Then it sucks when a loser breaks your heart. So don't go for 5 minutes and you can't sit for 5 minutes and then you're like, how am I gonna do an hour, right? Go in for the goods. So do at least 25 minutes to 45 minutes. Find one on YouTube. And then you'll get so into it. They have kaleidoscope to put you in a trance. The goal is to relax your body so much that your body, because your body operates as the mind, right? Every morning you wake up, it goes right to the bathroom, it goes right to your cell phone, it goes right to social media without your brain involved. A lot of times you get to a location when you're driving, you're like, I don't even know how I got here. Yeah, because your body did it so much that it's conditioned to the mind, right? So you got to actually decondition your body and pull the mind out of the body to create a new mind, a new body, a new person that doesn't have those habits and reactions from the past, from the known, from whatever jars them. Maybe you get pissed off in traffic, and I'll tell you what pisses me off is bad service. So that's something that always, like, bad service is, and lack of customer service. So anyway, find a meditation and make a commitment to yourself that you're going to do one, and do not get up. You're not going to have a gun on your head, right? There's not going to be someone smacking your head. There's no one unless there's a fire in your house, do not get up, okay? So whatever shows up for you, don't get up. Like, oh my God, I'm dying. How am I going to sit here? Oh, maybe I should go wash my face first. I had a paper to do. Whatever shows up, let it show up and sit and don't move, okay? So once you get that you accomplish that, even if it was terrible, like I had some meditations over the past 8 days that I had some terrible ones. I had one that was 4 hours that I was like, oh my God, I was dying the whole thing. I was freezing. I couldn't get it together. At the end, I was so proud of myself for not walking out because it was almost 5 hours. I was like, how did I just sit through 5 hours of not getting out of my own way, right? Because that's what happens. We can't get out of our own way. When you can relax your body and get out of your own way, you can then, so here's the deal. You have these energy systems. The lower chakras, your first 3, are connected to the earth, right? We know that. The root chakra, you have the perineum, you have one around your belly, the solar plexus. Those are the lower chakras, which are great. They connect us to the earth, but it's polarity, right? Right or wrong, yes or wrong. Why'd you do this? Oh, I didn't do this. Indecision. Me, especially, I'm a person that always says I don't have clarity, make a decision, right? You can't make a decision down there. That's not the mind to make a decision with, right? It's always like, if you're going to change a problem, don't use the brain and mindset that created the problem. It's the same mindset. So you need to pull the energy out of the body into the upper chakras, into the upper energy systems, and pull the energy up So it gets a higher frequency. So first of all, you can't sit down into meditation and go, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to do this. How am I going to do this, right? Because that's not the time to sit. So you got to have an elevated emotion. You got to have, you got to connect with an elevated emotion and a clear intention. And then you got to let it go. So like I'll sit down and see my future of, I know that I'm going to transform lives on a global scale, and I live to inspire, and I love being with children and dogs and animals. And that feeling gives me so much gratitude and joy, right? So I focus on that, and I focus on that vision of the Kool-Aid that I drink of good prevailing and my future, and I'm in it. Because really it's all about the elevated feeling. Once I get to the elevated feeling, I sit down and I close my eyes and I relax my body. I highly recommend learning breath work. Learning your body. Your body is the best coach ever. You all know, I mean, I'm learning my body for 30 years and I'll have to tell you I know nothing. So it's like, as much as on the outside of the world of the endless universe and the unified consciousness, that's how much is inside, right? So it's kind of like when you pray to God or the divine or whatever you do, you don't pray to God or to the divine. You pray as God and as the divine. You are God. You're a piece of the divine. And you want to access the divinity where that unified consciousness is, so you can get clarity. You can get good answers. You can do right things. You can have clearness in your day. And or but or whatever we say right there, sitting down and watching the news is not going to get that. This election, whoever you wanted and whatever you believe, is none of the government is out there to help you. No side, okay? All you have to do is look at the Food and Drug Administration that is one business. It's like eat the food and need the drug. And a lot of that is in my book because there's so much poison in food, so much. And then you eat it and there's so much crap in meds, so much that just lowers your frequency, lowers your energy, and they make you sicker. I have so many stories on that, down to when I was a kid, they gave me tetracycline for my skin by the hundreds when I was a teenager, and it never made my skin better anyway. So it was like taking it into your own hands, and we are in a time that we can actually take it all into our own hands, right? We're being shown that government ain't helping us, no matter what party it is. They're not here to help you. And COVID was such a blessing to so many, because many people in the world that are conscious and want to make a difference and live to serve are doing amazing things. I'm listening to it and I'm around it, and I just see and I seek the joy and the beauty, and amazing people are creating amazing things that are going on. And we're seeing our education system is not supporting the growth and the education of our children and our future, and it's not the way to go. And oh my God, if school teaches you anything, it's like how to waste time, right? So it's like you feel like whatever kids need to know on their curriculum according to like the CBC or the Florida Standard Rights, you could teach that in a week. It's like, what are they doing there? It's the most archaic system ever. But we're getting clear and we're getting shown all this, right? Because we are light conscious beings seeing all this shit, and now we're getting to go, maybe I can do this, or oh, I have access to this. And if you're a fighter in life and you find openings and you make openings, you're gonna find a way to create great stuff, right? By always doing the next right thing. So you have something called a pineal gland in the back of your brain. And the pineal gland is the sixth area where the sixth chakra, I'm used to calling it chakras. One of my favorite authors is Carolyn Mace. Back in the day, she wrote Anatomy of the Spirit. But you can call it energy center. It's where the pineal gland is. So the pineal gland, when you can actually, I don't know if you have to buy it or you could find it on YouTube, but he has a meditation called The Blessing of the Energy Centers, where he has you inhale. But breath work for me, I used to talk out of my chest, hence they wanted to give me Nexium, purple pills to get, and I learned to breathe through, even in the talking, I would talk through my throat, but you exhale with the breath. The breath is like my biggest journey. So when you really learn to breathe and expand your breath and get in oxygen, right, to flourish your body. You need oxygen. So much of the natural things we need that are free, people aren't getting. It's not in the nutrients. It's not in the food. People are very chest breath, and they're breathing up here because they're in fight or flight. They're nervous. They're not taking deep, full breaths. They're not in relaxation mode. They're not in rest and digest, which is why they have stomach and digestion issues. Everybody has, they either have allergies or they have stomach issues, and it's no wonder it's all over the CVS and the Walgreens counter, and then everybody has the issues. Yeah, no wonder. And it stems from fear and stress. Fear and stress cause disease. When you're in incoherent brain patterns and incoherent heart patterns and one operates the other, so one's coherent, the other's coherent, disease exists. When you get incoherence, disease does not exist. So I was just in a workshop where I witnessed with my own eyeballs. I watched people with stage 4 cancer getting ready to die, no joke, and cured themselves with meditation. And when you know the benefits that meditation can do, that you can cure yourself of stage 4 cancer, and these people are getting up with MS, no Parkinson's. I'm watching it with my own eyes. Like, I'm seeing the scans, I'm hearing the story, I'm listening to the results. I watched a man in a wheelchair get up. Wasn't so easy. He didn't like do it and start running, but he started pushing his own wheelchair. And it's all through the commitment to sit with yourself and get into an elevated emotion and raise your frequency. That's all it's about. And accessing the unknown so you can get information from the unknown, because what's known is not where you want to get it from, unless it's already been working. Whatever's working, keep that information. Whatever's not working, you want to get it from the field. You don't want to create matter from matter. You want to create from the unified consciousness field, right? And how do you get to the field? The meditation. So the pineal gland, and this isn't the meditation I do, it's just access to dumping a lot of serotonin and dopamine in the brain. But I do different meditations. It depends what the goal is and what the intention is and how I'm going to sit down. And I can't wait to do the one when I get off the phone, off this with you guys. I look forward to it. I can't wait to sit and see what shows up, and magic shows up. I can't even just in the last week, the magic that I've had show up is insane. And the synchronicities, it's like you think it, you see it, you say it, you hear it, you want it, it's there. It's amazing, and it's magic, and it's not magic because it's fact and it's based on science. So when you can do these, when you could take a deep breath and you go, and you pull the breath up as high as you can. You work on that. You work on expanding your lungs. You work on pulling it up. So first, by the way, in order to take a breath, you want to exhale first. So you get all the air out. So as you're exhaling, you all out of your nose, everywhere. And as you're exhaling, your lower abdomen, your perineum, your pelvic floor, everything gets really tight and squeezed, right? It's like squeeze and it tightens up, and you pull all the air out. You push it all out. No more air left, and everything's tight. Then you literally squeeze it all like you're zipping it up, like you're zipping up a zipper, and you grab the energy from the earth and you lock it in. If you're a girl, you squeeze your vagina, no joke. Squeeze it all the way up. I don't know for a guy what you squeeze, maybe your balls. But either way, squeeze down there. Don't let anything out, and squeeze all the way up, and you're squeezing the air. So it looks like this. Oh, I'm sorry. First you're going to breathe out, so it looks like this. So I'm going to keep squeezing, and I'm literally like, I take a tube of toothpaste and I'm pushing it up, and I'm squeezing up till my head wants to combust, where I'm like, oh my God, my head's going to explode. And that's great, because the key is your pineal gland, which is the 6th energy center, is the doorway to the unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is 95%. You only use 5% of your brain in the conscious mind. So when you want to access all that information, there's a lot of stored information in there that you never see and you never access. And that's all in the unconscious, subconscious, not on the top, right? So when you can bust through and push through the pineal gland, it does release crystals, which I learned, and it dumps tons of serotonin and dopamine into your brain, which then you're very suggestible, right? You're in a very suggestible theta, alpha, ideally theta state. And now you can receive, right? Then you feel gratitude. You're in the ultimate the ultimate state of receivership. And then the key is, and this is the hard part in meditating, or I don't want to say hard part and put my issues on you, so actually no hard part, is letting go. You have to surrender. I want to share with you, there's another author called Michael Singer, and he wrote The Untethered Soul and the Surrender Experiment, and he's really great to listen to. He has a place called the Temple of the Universe. It's in Gainesville. People can go. He lives in meditation, and it's great. Because who doesn't want to access from the unknown, and who wants to access from the known? And who doesn't want to create the reality in such a way that you know you are creating your life and it's showing up fast, right? Because there's no space and no time in the unified field, which means you don't have to wait for space and time. You can deliver it right now. You can bring your future to you because you're not having to deal with the space and time world here. So what I would like for you guys is to meditate, to begin to not watch the news and not stay in the story of what's going on, and really start to become aware of how you're feeling in each instance, and seek and look out and search for the silver linings and the joy, and find the joy and create the joy and live in joy. Because there's tons of joy and there's tons of miracles going on in the world. And when you focus on the fear, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna get sick. It's not redeeming. It's not, if you do a cost analysis on that, it's a 0% benefit. There's 0% benefit to feeling like shit, okay? And it's not beneficial to anyone else. So I don't know if that alone, what I shared, will make you crave meditation, because I was just immersed in it for a long time. But I'm gonna look here. I wanna see your thoughts. I wanna see if you have any questions on, at this point, meditating, or what it takes to meditate, or how long, or what videos. So let me just see questions right now if you have on around meditation and around access to feeling good, access to not feeling good. No one wants to feel bad. Let me tell you something. Nothing good comes from feeling like shit, okay? You definitely want to get into the being, the alignment of the being that you want to be, so you have events show up that align with that. Sorry, I'm kicking this over. Okay, Sliv. Norja, what's up? What's up, Jason? Love you, Jackie. Antonella, that's great. So, I tell so many people every day, same thing. Everyone is glued to fake TV. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's an interesting world. If the media couldn't program us through TV, what would they do? It would be nice. We should all boycott. We should all boycott the news. It would be great. Nobody would be watching. They'd have no commercials, no syndication. I would love that, right? Hold on, let me see. What's up, Alan? Everyone is glued to the TV. It's terrible. Listen, you really need to change the behaviors of don't be glued to the TV. I'm glued to like YouTube and learning and great podcasts and things people are doing in the world, and then creating what I'm creating and making a difference. And you always want to know, where are you making a difference and how to serve, right? The gift of living is giving. You have to get clear on that. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to feed the homeless, right? It's an extension of who you are and your gift to the world, and how you can assimilate that into a service. A service, period. Okay, let me see. What's up? Okay, does anyone have any questions about meditation? Or I just wanted to share with you, I could tell you that when I get off this, I'll be doing about maybe 3 hours. I don't really know. The time is irrelevant anymore. You just really want to chase the unknown and chase. There's more to go. There's always more to get to. So you want to chase the unknown in your own body, so you can, the best coach you can ever have is your body, right? So to learn to listen to your body and chase the unknown in the unified field. So whatever you believe. If you're not a believer in divine or God or something, because I'm not religious and I don't believe in one religion. I'm very all is one. Namaste. We're all one. I love everybody. So, but if you're not a believer in something higher, please go meditate for so long that you don't get up, that you create an experience that makes you a believer. Because the divine is in you, it's around you, and you want to make sure that you're existing and being in it, not the TV negative You don't want to have that. That's opposite divine, right? So we're dealing with that. We're dealing in polarity right now, and you see it, and now you have a choice to go that way or go this way, to create or destroy, right? There's always a choice. And if you're not creating, you're destroying. If you're not getting stronger, you're getting weaker. This is the polarity world. The good news is in the unified consciousness world, when you get over there, there is no polarity. So you are suggestible, and you will get the answers. And it's so funny. My whole life I always heard, oh, just sit in silence and you'll get the answers. And I never was patient enough to validate that. I'd be like, oh yeah. And then I'd believe it, I'd preach it. I'd be like, silence is golden and the answers are in silence. But I never delve in deep enough to prove that is the juice. That's the goal. That's where you go. It makes sense. You want to go to the unknown. You want to connect to the divine. You want to be suggestible from your inner greater source, not the news and Fox, of what's next for you. What are you here to create? Where are you going? What are you doing? What are you thinking? What are you creating? Right? And take yourself there. So I don't know how extreme this sentence is going to be and what you're into, but if you're into metaphysical anything or spirituality, they talk about portals, and you hear about how there's going to be a chance for good to go through portals, and everything is space energy and frequency, right? And you definitely get clear in meditation that good will prevail if you are here to serve and follow the joy and the good. You will find your space and your way. And there's amazing people. There's these things called intentional societies, which I love, and communal living, and everyone out for a cause and living together to make a difference and create a cause. And those are things you want to be creating and doing for whatever it is your skill is that you bring to the table. Maybe you're tech and you create a tech community where you then deliver it to kids or people in hospitals, or somewhere to make a difference, somewhere to do something that the fruit of your efforts is expanding globally to cause change. So I wanted to leave you with another thing I used to have on my bumper sticker on my car, it said, if the people lead, the leaders will follow. And I just learned, well, we know resonance. Resonance is something that, if these birds in this area all of a sudden acclimate and do a change, then the same exact species of a bird, if it existed in Africa, would all of a sudden adopt that same change. Because of the tipping point of the resonance over here, they would all of a sudden change over there, right? So it's called emergence. Instead of from a top to bottom, like a leadership, like we have, there's a leader and we follow, right? And it's kind of funny. Social media, we all have followers, right? It's so stupid. We should have a platform of social media called leaders, and everybody's leading. Everybody's leading. So this is the concept. It's a bottom up. It's a bottom to the top. It's called emergence. And when we create emergence, everyone's leading. Nobody's following. That's what coherence is. I just witnessed what it takes for a coherent brain pattern to make an incoherent brain pattern coherent. And it's if you look at these switches, it's there's all incoherence, and then there's a few that take a stand and they get coherent, and then the coherent ones stay at it. They don't give up and they stay coherent. This is an analogy for what we need to do in the world, right? We need to make a difference. We need to stand up. We need to be conscious. You can't fight with fight, right? You step aside. That's why in boxing you learn create an opening. You just move like this and then they fall forward. You create the space. So it's a bottom up, everyone leading. Everyone is doing their thing and being conscious and doing the right thing. And that's emergence. That's what the world needs. Everyone needs to lead. No followers. No wonder social media was created. And then before all this, and all of a sudden everyone became a follower through the programming of TV, right? Because we're all sitting there programmed. No, get rid of the program. And the only way to get rid of the program is to go to the unknown. You gotta meditate. You gotta meditate. It made such a difference for me. I can't even begin to explain it. And I knew I was told for so long, yet the centering and the surety that you're in the right place, doing the right thing. It gives you that. And have mantras for yourself. People always want to figure things. It's funny. People always say, oh, I don't know how to diet, or I don't know what to eat. And my answer is always like, you know what to eat. Like when you go through Burger King, you know it's crap. I always feel like people really know the right answer and the right thing to do, but they pretend they don't, so it buys them time to not have to commit, right? Oh, I can't, or I don't, and well, shorten that distance, right? So you can meditate and you can get there and you can do it. You just have to do it and know that access is on the other side of that, busting out the pineal gland and going into the subconscious, the unknown, the unified field. Just go there and sit there. There's going to be so much love. I had this experience. It's funny. They talked about in the seminar, people with analytical brains like mine who say like, oh, it didn't happen to me. It didn't happen to me. I couldn't get the experience. I was literally on my couch yesterday and my heart exploded so much. It was electric in my body. I couldn't take it. I got the proof and the evidence of the results of meditation that I couldn't breathe. My heart was exploding. There was so much joy. And then I had a chain of events of amazing things happen. Like opened my email, got a really great email from someone that I'm going to collaborate on great stuff with. And it's just, life is amazing when you really create from the unknown. It really is. You can have the most amazing life when you work harder on yourself than you do on your job, when you find what's missing in your life and you go after, you get rid of what's not working, you put in what is working, and you constantly do that till you make it work. You don't sit on like, oh, I can't do that, I can't do that. Don't be resigned and cynical. You can have it all. You can have life your way and have whatever you want. You got to do the work. So meditation. Meditation was a huge missing for me. I'm really glad I filled it in. I feel like everything is whole and complete now. Like it's a blessing that I just came on to share, that I'm hoping that some of you will get up and really take on the practice of meditation, that it's an everyday thing and you make it a practice, that you do it always. And you honor yourself. Right? Just like the airplane. You have to put the oxygen on yourself first and then others. Really work on self-care and honoring yourself, not in a way where it's selfish, in a way where it's selfish not to, because then you don't serve the world if you don't serve yourself. You can't give from an empty cup. And it's not like indulgence. It's self-care. It's mind, body, spirit, fit. Caring about your health, caring about your mental state. Not putting meds in your body. Ugh, so contaminated. I have a million stories on so many meds I was told to take growing up throughout my life that really, down to like when I had bad periods when I was 19, they gave me antidepressants. I remember when I married a British guy and he was like, you can't take pills. They don't do that in Europe. And when I tried to go off, I literally, first of all, I wanted to kill myself. No joke. I was suicidal. I get what it takes to go off these meds. And I was down to a crumb of a pill to get off these pills. That's how crazy it was. And it's not funny, but crazy. But when I became a school teacher, it's when kids were just, I was teaching in the inner cities and the at-risk youth, and kids were lining up for the Ritalin and Adderall, and they were just labeling the kids ADD, ADHD, and just infiltrating the drugs into all of them, really, and starting to program and change the behavior and having people very dependent on them, which is terrible. They don't produce good results. No, everything you need is inside of you, and health is available always. You just have to honor your body, make your body a temple. Don't put crap in your body. I mean, it's okay to cheat once in a while, but value what you're putting. It's great. You ever hear you are what you eat? And it's brain chemistry, everything, chemicals, what you put on your skin. That's why I'm so into doTERRA oils and essential oils. I don't put lotion on my body and publicly traded. If it's a publicly traded item, Johnson & Johnson, Heinz, Kraft, Tempty, I don't know, I'm coming up with any brand, but anything that's publicly traded, don't buy it, don't use it, don't put it on your body, because the goal is to keep the profits high and the costs low, and it's at the expense of your health, and there's nothing in it that's healthy. So all government, all platforms are not out for our greater good. They're not. There's always going to be shit in the food. There's always going to be corruption in power. And now it's beautiful. You have the opportunity to learn and take knowledge that you find into your own hands. And if it works, keep doing it. And if it doesn't work, stop doing it, right? Do what works for you. Do what propels you to a better state, to create and go to your highest potential. And it's very easy. Slow down and evaluate in the moment. Hey, does this work? Oh, that made me feel like shit. Well, don't go eat it again, right? I mean, we all do it. I've done stuff like that. We all know we've drank and be like, oh my God, I'm never drinking again. And then we drink again, right? So is that stupid? I don't know. I'm not really a drinker. I mean, maybe once a year I'll drink. When Dude passed away, I got totally drunk, but I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good. So I understand if you do, but if things don't make you feel good, don't keep doing it, right? Only do what feels good. Really capture the feeling. Life is about the feeling. It's all about the feeling. So notice your feelings. Notice how you're feeling. If it makes you feel good, keep doing it. Not crack and ecstasy and drugs. I don't mean that. Those are temporary fixes that don't make you feel good in the end and drain your serotonin and dopamine. I mean stuff that make you feel connected and alive and joyful and satisfied, down to your actions, down to what you eat, down to what you think, down to the knowledge you feed your brain, down to the words that come out of your mouth and you share upon others. All of that creates your well-being. So yeah, I came on to hopefully inspire you to meditate. Let me see. I don't think I have questions. But there's a lot of you. Okay, how should I start meditating? Hi, Margarita. Life is amazing when you get it from the unknown. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay, I didn't see these. This is great. You're incredibly knowledgeable. It's wonderful that we met. Aw, thank you. You guys are nice. Listen, and I have a lot of people that wanted to get on and couldn't at this time. So it's great if they want to learn about meditation or you want, oh, thanks for the love. I love the love. I love love. It's fun. It's not funny, but I'm creating a new brand. I don't know fully how it looks. I love parents and teens. Everybody, I think, knows that. I really want to solve world peace, but my niche is parent and teen bonding. And I'm creating that mind, body, spirit fit, which is fight for intentional transformation from love. Thank you, Simone. She helped me with that. And really, you can always fight for what you want and honor yourself from love. You come from love. It's the higher energy system. You don't want to operate from a lower energy frequency. You want to deliver from a higher energy frequency. You want it to, first of all, if I deliver something that's nasty, I'm hurting myself. I have another tattoo. It says, I point a finger at you and there's 3 pointing back at me, right? Everywhere you go, there you are. That's why, well, I'm going to say that's why I love boxing a billion times, because I love boxing for a million reasons. And I love boxing because I was always teaching boxing, even when I was teaching in the inner city schools, where I would allow kids to fight, but no one jump in one-on-one. Because everywhere you go, there you are. There's no getting out. There's no break. You have to fight yourself. And a fighter's not fighting an opponent. Their opponent is themselves. So they have to deal with this, right? Quit, don't quit. Of course, quitting's not an option for a boxer. It's not an option, but what it takes to not quit and push forward. So, hi, wifey. So you asked me how to start meditating. That's how you start meditating. Just like a fighter doesn't quit, even when they want to. Like, imagine getting punched in the face and no one's there to bail you out, but they don't quit. They keep going through it. But I say in their defense, they've been trained for that. Boxers are like horses in the sense that they're groomed for, ideally. If they are watched over correctly, they're groomed like a horse. So they're ready to receive, they're ready for that. They're matched with an equivalent opponent or a challenging opponent. So the best way to get started to meditate, because I started so many times so I understand the feeling, and it took me a long time to, number one, be a believer. But I'm telling you, I shared with you the results I saw of people getting out of their wheelchairs and getting healed of diseases. And disease exists in low frequency, period. I watched brain scans of Parkinson's disease and MS with no energy in the brain. And when they got energy in the brain, they were healed because the energy was in the lower part of the body where fear exists, where impatience exists, all of that, the earth, the polarity, you pull it up, you get into love and joy and gratitude, and disease won't exist. It's not going to be there. It's not diseased. So number one, the best way to start is to know that you really are wanting and craving to seek these benefits that I'm talking about. Know that it's there and know that it's yours to have. Like, it's there for you to get. Okay? And then later, tonight, what better time than to start tonight? Take a, let me see, oh, I can't look on my phone because I'm talking on my phone, but I have, let me raise this because I have to keep shrinking down to for you to see me. Okay. I'm a YouTube whore. I love YouTube because I have all these speakers that I love. Tony Robbins and Brendan Burchard and all these motivators, and I eat, sleep, and breathe it. I love listening to good shit, not news. No, thank you. So that's what inspires me. So pick one. Don't pick a 5-minute one. Pick a 20-minute one. I love Esther Hicks. So go on YouTube and look up Meditations Esther Hicks, Wayne Dyer. I talked about this in the beginning of the video. Or Doxy is really good. Daucsey or something. You'll find it, Meditations. Or Joe Dispenza, where I just came from. Pick one that it has an ideal topic. Maybe they'll say like self-love, or find a topic that you like. Pick something that's 20 to 40 minutes. Put eye shades on. So cover your eyes because, okay, so serotonin gets you up in the morning, melatonin puts you to bed at night. You want to be in a theta state, right? Or an alpha state. The best time to meditate is in the morning of the night when you're most suggestible, when you're coming out of, that's why a lot of you here in the Western, in the Eastern world, and the monks, they all get up anytime from 1:30 to 4 a.m. when the melatonin is the highest. That's why a lot of people you hear meditate at 3:30 a.m. That's a very common time in the Eastern world to meditate because the melatonin is being flushed into the body, into the mind, into the brain. And you're more suggestible and you're already in a trance. So why not go with a good, so if you really want to meditate, set your alarm for 3:30 tonight, roll out of bed, put on a mask or you got plenty of masks. We all got masks. So put it around your eyes. So you let less light in, put on your headphones, put on this meditation, begin with breathing, follow your breath in through your nose, out through your nose, or in through your nose, out through your mouth. So I just did this breathwork course. Your nose is for breathing, your mouth is for eating, right? When you work out, you're in through your nose, out through your mouth. But every other time, you usually want to be in through your nose, out through your nose, right? Right? Slower, longer, the better. So imagine taking the same sip of air, but elongating it. So you would go like this. The slower and the longer you can make the breath, slower you can sip it in, slower you can breathe it out through your nose, the more you will get relaxed, okay? You will calm down your brain patterns. Breath work is the one way you can self-induce changing your brain patterns, because who wants to be in a high beta? You don't want to be like all angry and all upset and all impatient. You got to bring your brain patterns down. And then you're more rational. Then you think more normal. So relax your body. You got to relax. Slow breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. And the best way to start meditating is do not get up. It's funny, like, so my schooling is all behavior modification, right? It's changing behavior, right? And you say, when you train a dog, you say, stay, stay. How many times do you say that? Stay. Don't say that to your body. Do that to you. Train your mind. Be the boss. Don't get up. Do not get up until it's over. Do not get up until you said. That's what integrity is all about, right? Nothing works without integrity, honoring your word, doing what you said you would do by when you would do it by. And if you don't have integrity, the only thing that happens is you don't have workability. Nothing's working. Nothing works in the area of your life where integrity is missing. If you are saying you're going to do things and you don't do it, that area of your life is not working. Down to the thoughts that you feed your own brain. So if you're saying like, oh, in your head, say you have a boyfriend, you're like, ugh, I can't stand him, I'm going to break up with him, I don't know what I'm doing with him, but it's only in your head. That matters. There's no integrity in that. It's not working. The relationship is not working, right? There's no integrity. There's no honor. And you want to bring integrity to the area. So if you say you're going to do 30 minutes, do not get up. Because the little rewards you get along the way for doing what you said you would do is what creates strength, right? I teach people how you get strong is by honoring yourself, by pushing yourself, by doing what you said you would do, by when you would do it by, and pushing yourself always past the constraints of your limitations, because there are no limitations, right? Using no way is way and using no limitation is limitation. So hopefully, Margarita, that answered your question. I wish we were on Zoom. Eventually, I will do courses on Zoom, and then we can have better interaction. But hopefully that answered your question in a way that you're going to go meditate tonight. Ugh, this keeps lowering. Okay, good. Let me see. Life is amazing when you get it from the unknown. Yes, Willie, I hope you meditate, because life is amazing when you get it from the unknown. And there's so much, oh my God, everything is in the unknown, right? So good, I'm glad. I guess you meditate and you get there and you know what that's like. Thank you, Slavic. What's up, Chris? I am gonna gradually hang up, not gradually hang up, but I'm gonna look here if there's not more questions. Love your passion and energy. You can feel it all the way up here. Yay! Willie, you know my brand is insane energy, so for sure. And listen, energy comes from feeling. It's a feeling. I live in joy. I live to serve and change lives and inspire and show people how great they are and have people, you know what I created, my gym, which is a magical space, the best space ever that creates transformations. And I facilitate that. So that's beautiful. And it comes from energy. It's all about the energy. It's all about the energy you bring. So be aware when you watch the news and you get up, you ain't feeling very energetic, not in a good way, maybe in a belligerent way. That's not energetic. No. So don't do things that don't give you energy. Hence, even foods that you put into your body. Can I start at least 20 minutes? Willie, it sounds like you even progressed in this conversation. I don't know. I'm scrolling up and it says, can I start at least 20 minutes of meditation? 45 minutes is long for a first time. Yes, it sounds like you know. Well, first of all, you wrote a comment that says, let me reiterate your comment. You wrote, life is amazing when you get it from the unknown. You're the one that said that. So if you make a comment like that, you sound pretty sure of it, which means you should want to meditate for 5 hours. Because if you're clear that life is amazing when you get it from the unknown, go to the unknown. You got to go there. You got to surrender and you got to sit with it and you got to be with it and you got to be sure that the statement you just made, oh, you were imitating me because you wrote love it. Okay, well, maybe that didn't come from you. See, this is the problem on social media. Okay, well, you love it. You wrote that you love that. So if you love it, yes, start with 20 minutes. If that's what you want to do 20 minutes. The key is don't get up. So imagine, first of all, if I put you in jail, you wouldn't get out for a day or 2 days or 3 days. Just know and be clear, you can do anything you want. So if you say you want to sit for 45 minutes, you're going to sit for 45 minutes. You do worse stuff. So choose. Do whatever. 20 minutes, 45 minutes. Just know whichever one you choose, you're not getting up. And then just know when you go to the unknown, there is no space and time. I just did 4-hour meditations that felt like an hour. I wouldn't say it felt like 5 minutes. It didn't fly by like that, but it felt like, and I'm not a professional. You know, it's like you seek this. I'm sure like monks, their time goes by. They're in no space, no time. But I definitely did 4 to 5 hours at one seating that felt like an hour. So in here, in our analytical mind, it sounds so long. Trust me, and I get it because I was there my whole life. And 20 minutes sounded long, and 45 minutes sounded long. But I understand if you can't assimilate it into your brain yet to get that it's not long just yet, then do what you can do. Do the 20 minutes. Either way, whatever you do, don't get up. Don't get up till you're done, okay? No matter what, unless there's a fire in your house. Don't burn down. All right. I think I am. Thanks, Willie. It's a matter of practice to effectively meditate. Yes, it's a matter of practice. First of all, the word meditation means to become familiar with. That's what the definition means. And in order to become familiar with, you have to practice, yes. And it's called a practice. The good news is, trust me, I am not advanced by any means. And I'm seeking it and chasing it and loving it and craving it. And that's why I'm creating the practice. And I don't know what to effectively meditate. Let me see what that means, effectively meditate. Well, if you get through the session, if you honor yourself and you say, I'm going to meditate for 40 minutes and you get through 40 minutes, whether you have a mystical experience or not, you effectively meditated. You got out of your own way, and no matter what the voices said of get up, don't sit, tomorrow's a better day, I'll do it later, I'll come back, whatever went through your head, if you constantly ignored that voice and stayed seated and did not move, that was an effective meditation. Whether you access the mystical, now you know to get more effective is go in and ask, right? If you ask, you shall receive. So lately I've been asking for a mystical experience, but careful what you ask for, right? Because it could come in a crazy way and rock your world and energy strong. Like I did have an experience where my heart exploded out of my chest. I thought I was having a heart attack. No joke. I started like crying in my house by myself and my body was shaking. I couldn't handle the energy. It was too much energy going up through my body. So that was definitely an effective meditation. But I asked for a mystical experience. I wasn't getting up till I got one. And I just immersed myself for 7-8 days to get one. So now I'm chasing that. I'm going back in to constantly get that. So, but I'll say, but to kill it off and answer your question in the sense of practice to effectively meditate. I'll definitely say that practice makes, I don't know about perfect. I don't know what perfect is. But the more you practice, the better you get, for sure. With anything, right? And I'm like a bratty kid that always wants things now. And I'm sure a lot of you guys think like, oh, I meditated and it didn't work, right? But it's a practice. It's like, I'm trying to heal. I am healing 11 herniated discs. I'm going to switch my whole spine up and totally prove the impossible and fix my spine. And I can, it's up to like choice. But every time I'm in pain, like tonight I had an episode and I was in pain. Every day I go in pain. If I want it to work, I can't get discouraged in a way where I go, oh, I'm in pain, it's not going to work, right? Because if I give up, you always hear like right before they were ready to give up is when they found the gold, right? You can't give up. You have to keep pushing forward no matter what pulls you out of the game, no matter what signals you're getting that make you a believer to pull out of the game, right? Oh, it's not working. No, stay the course. Stay the course and don't give up. I'm staying the course with mine. I'm not giving up. I'm healing my back. I'm not going into a surgeon's. I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to be with the doctors. I don't want to be in that system. I don't want to even wait in a doctor's office. I already said the thing that I hate the most is bad customer service, and doctor's offices to me have the worst customer service. I don't want to be in that. I don't want to go to a doctor. I don't even want diagnostic, mammogram. I don't want any of that. I already know I'm healthy. I don't need to go to a doctor. I don't need to have a blood work. I don't need to have a COVID test. I don't need to have any of that. I'm healthy. I already know that. I'm very clear that my well-being is on point. I take care of my well-being. And you want to be like that. I don't want to go out like, gotta put my mask on. People, I don't even care if you have corona. I care, I don't want you to have corona, but I'm not going to get it from you. I'm healthy. It's not going to exist in a healthy environment. And you want to get to a point where you rule and honor and run your life in such a way of wellness and not fear, so you can get out of your own way. And when you are having obstacles like my back, you don't go to the yellow pages, and that's funny I said that, to Google and search for help, right? You do it yourself. You seek your own knowledge. If you know that one person in the world, if I knew one person in the world fixed their back without anything, I now know it's possible, right? First of all, it's probably possible even if no one did it, right? There's always a first. And when you know someone's done something that you really want to achieve, go find out how they did it. Chase them, not the doctors and the surgeons for the quick fix that's never a fix. Could you imagine if I got a fusion surgery? There'd be a certain part of my body I wouldn't be able to move for the rest of my life. No. Okay. I think we're done. Let's see. I tell somebody. I think I got all of you. Hi, Dylan. My pleasure. Thank you. I love you guys. Lisa. Oh my God, Jamily. I met you on an airplane. Are you still on? That's hilarious. I love that. It's interesting to see who comes on these things. What's up, Mike? All right, guys. I love you guys. Blanca, what's up? My servant leadership soul sister. I love you. I hope you're on. I'll come on other times. If you have any questions, you can post it. I'll do others. If you have any questions about anything I said, you can share it, ask it. Listen, the answers are in the questions. So if you ask good questions, I can give you good answers. Ideally, I'm just here to inspire you, transform you, raise your energy, have you leave this conversation better than when you got here. That's always my goal. I always want people to walk away better than when they got there, right? That's why I love owning a gym. You don't come, it's like you leave better. You come like, oh, I don't want to work out, and you leave saying that was the best thing I ever did. So yay. And I am the conduit for that, so that's awesome. John Schwartz, what's Okay, I think I'm hanging up. Alona, what's up? That's my PE teacher. When I was a kid, my PE teacher, it's my stories in my book that told me to run around the track again because I was last and I sucked. I was like 7 years old or 8 years old. And he's like, last one around, us run again. And that was me. I was last. I hated it. But thank you, because it was the fuel that fueled my life of not wanting to be last. I hated being last. I was like, I'm never going to be last again. So, but you don't want that ruling your life either, right? But I love strength. I love power. I love getting better and stronger and fitter and longer and always, and sharing that so I can generate others to be powerful, because energy is generated. You generate it. You keep it moving, right? Movement is medicine. Things in motion stay in motion. All of those concepts, true. Jill, what's up? Are you still on here? Oh my God. Before I get off, I just want you to know I shared your story. I just want to tell you guys, I go to the gym. I go on this workshop. I go to the gym, of course, every day on my break to get a workout in. It's all girls in there. It's not many, because we are waking up at 3 a.m. to meditate. We're finishing at like 7, and then they have breakfast, and we go meditate, and we go into the gym. But there's like 4 consistent girls in there every day. I'm like, yes, I love badass girls. And so many girls are badasses. Like my members in the gym, the girls are like powerhouses. And here I am staring at this girl. I'm telling my friend Magda, my best friend, I'm like, there's this girl, she's a beast. She runs on the treadmill for like an hour. I'm like, and it's so funny, the second to last day, she asked me, like, what do you do? Like, you're always working out, or however she said it. She said it in such a way where I was like, that's what I'm thinking about you. So it's funny, exactly who you're looking at and admiring and wishing you had what they had and were doing what they did. That exact person is looking at you thinking the exact same thing. So that's a beautiful thing. Have mantras. When I got divorced, I had a mantra, whatever's coming my way wouldn't have come my way if I didn't get divorced. And it really propelled me in such a beautiful future because of gratitude, right? Gratitude is the greatest, highest state of receivership. And I got to be very grateful for everything that showed up in my space, knowing that if I stayed married, these things wouldn't show up. And then I developed another mantra that got me through another time in my life that I said I was rushing and I was unclear. And I said, it's perfect where I'm at and there's nowhere to get to. You don't want to just take anyone's mantra and use it like a fake it to make it. You got to do something that resonates with you and makes a difference with you. So I had, it's perfect where I'm at. I remember I'd be like rushing and, I'm not doing it right. And I was just in like that space of where I needed. That line made a difference for me. And I would say, Jolie, it's perfect where you're at and there's nowhere to get to. And it would settle me down, right? You gotta talk to yourself. You gotta use tools to make you greater and better. And listen, coaches, there's a line, you can't coach yourself, right? They say, coaches say you can't coach yourself. And of course you can coach yourself. You can coach yourself and you can't coach yourself. You can't coach yourself on your blind spots. So areas that aren't working in your life, that you're not getting to work and you keep bumping walls, get a coach for it. Everything else, of course you could coach yourself. That's the point of self-development and personal development and self-empowerment. And then getting a lot of tools in your box. You whip them out like an MMA fighter and you're like, oh, this tool works. And I can tell you the best tool in the whole box is self-talk. You got to be the boss in the head. Take over. You say, Jolie, no. Just like I said in meditation, when you start to meditate, stay, don't move. So it's perfect where I'm at and there's nowhere to get to was a very calming mantra for me, to not rush. And it is perfect where you're at and there's nowhere to get to, right? It's always perfect where you're at and there's nowhere to get to, ideally, unless you're a murderer. I don't know then it's not perfect where you're at. And I'm talking to overachievers. Yes. My crew is overachievers. Yay. Okay. So I think I've addressed everyone. If you have questions later, I just really wanted to come on because I didn't want to share. Everyone in the gym is like, how was it? How's your experience? And everyone wants to know. So I said, I want to tell everyone at once. It was like when I was a school teacher, I'd tell the principal, can you just get everyone in the auditorium at the same time? Give the teachers a break so I don't have to teach the same thing 6 times and I can do it all at once. And he would be like, all right, Glassman. He didn't know what to say to me. But you did it, and I got to teach them all at once, and I want to do that. So I just wanted to deliver it. Whoever didn't see it, ideally you can watch it, get value, pick up meditation, maybe something was confusing. You asked me a question, I can clear it up for you. But the goal is to get into a higher frequency, to take on your life on your own, right? Show yourself how great you can be. Honor yourself, commit to yourself, be responsible for everything that shows up. I have a tattoo here. It says, Ho'oponopono. I think if you've watched my live videos, I talk about that. It's it's the only prayer you need. It's a Hawaiian, it comes from the Huna culture. It's, I'm sorry, I love you, please forgive me, thank you. That's the whole prayer. That's all you need, right? And when you take responsibility for everything that shows up in your life, you get that you have power and you can affect AFFECT, everything that shows up in your life. Because if you get like, oh, it wasn't me, I can't do anything about it, I can't change anything about it, well, then you're not responsible. Able to respond, right? The word responsible means able to respond. Of course you want to be able to respond, right? Otherwise, you're in the program. You're going to be in the program following the government's helping you. Pick this political party, pick that political party. Oh, they're going to help me. Oh, they're going to help me. Nobody's helping, right? If you're at my age, you're not even going to get Social Security. It's all going to be gone. It's like, who knows? You got to like do it all on your own. So find the goods. Find what it takes to propel yourself, to be great, to make a difference in other people's lives, and really serve and honor yourself to the highest potential that you can be and exist in high frequencies. Because that's where magic happens, not in the judging and assessing, right and wrong, lower energy systems, the analytical mind. No, it's a good mind. You want to analyze things, but not to get clarity and make decisions. That you want to go to the unknown. Okay, so like I said, I wanted to share the meditation experience. Because I'm going to spend a lot of time meditating. So I don't want to spend a lot of time sharing it to individuals. Hence why I don't do individual coaching anyway. I like doing group coaching, and I'm going to create group platforms because I don't want to trade my time for one-on-one. I want to transform and inspire as a group. And I know the benefits of community, and transformation happens in the sharing anyway. So it's not a win-win to do individual coaching. It's more of a win-win to do group coaching, because the value and the power of a group, transformation happens in the sharing, and, right, honor yourself first, the honoring of my own time and my own self. I can affect more people in a group than I can one-on-one in the trading of my time for transformation and inspiration. So that's the win-win, the group training. So I came on here. So if you have any questions, write it, send me a message, whatever. I could create another video. Hopefully this inspired you to take action, to meditate. That was the point. I want you to meditate. I want you to meditate and not get up until it's over, and do it every day, every single day. And really look into learning more about the pineal gland and how to access the compression of the breath work that I showed you, to squeeze up into the brain and compress it here, and don't release until you really compact the brain and it squeezes up, so you can bust through the analytical mind and into the unified field. You bust through that, okay? Right here in the brain. Then you have the 7th chakra, right? Your third eye, intuition. How are you going to be intuitive if you're thinking with the analytical mind below and all that judging and assessing and right or wrong and da-da-da? You can't be intuitive, right? So you want to get up here, third eye, pineal gland, pull the energy up, get the energy up, lead from the heart, have heart coherence, answer from the heart, lead from the heart, be heart-centered. That was welcome the journey, right? Welcome the journey from Sedona. All right, guys, I love you a lot. Time for me to shower and meditate. I can't wait. And then I'm going to get up at 4 a.m. and do it again. All right, I think I got everyone. Thank you. My pleasure. I love you. I truly do. I love each and every one of you. Please take on your life, do great things, raise your frequency. Let's really change the world. We can do it. And it's, right, they always say, be the change you want to be in the world. Because if everybody leads, the people lead, the leaders will follow. Be the change you want to see in the world. Go make a difference and start with yourself. Meditate, create from the unknown, get clear, create elevated emotions, live in elevated emotions, and raise your frequency. I love you all. I will see you later in the week, and mwah.